Reddit. Choose a movie. Keep one actor. The rest are Muppets. What is the movie and which actor do you keep? The Truman Show, but keep Jim Carrey. And any character not in the Domenquat, is a human. The rest are Muppets. Makes it even more funny because Truman grows up in what he thinks is the real world, a world full of Muppets. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Keep Principal Rooney. Jurassic Park. Keep Bob Peck as Robert Muldoon. He is arguably the best character in the film and is often shown as competent and in control. This is contrasted further now by his Muppet comrades. Plus, he isn't in every scene and I feel like it would be hilarious to be pulled out of the film with a random fleshy actor at odd intervals. Clue. But keep Tim Curry. Groundhog Day. Bill Murray lives the same day over and over again, and everyone else is a Muppet. It would be even more hellish. Princess Bride. Keep Andre the Giant. Shawshank Redemption, but keep Andy Dufresne, Tim Robbins. Also Kermit is Red, Morgan Freeman. Die Hard. Alan Rickman remains the same, everyone else is a Muppet. It's still rated R. What is your Tinder horror story? It ended up being a double date with his mom and her OkCupid date. He told me that he and his mom were A and quad, package deal and quad. I was mortified and there was no second date. Not me, but I worked as a bartender for a while and heard a lot of horror stories secondhand. This one girl who was a regular came in and told me about an awful Tinder date she had. Not sure of the specifics, but it wasn't bad enough for her to not bring him home afterward. He leaves the next morning, she brushes it off as a one-night stand, and a few days later, her debit card gets declined. Odd, since she is a bartender herself at a fairly busy place in our city and is good about saving and usually flush with cash. She goes to check her debit card, turns out there were a bunch of charges at Best Buy, Grubhub, a bunch of other stuff. Curious, she checks her credit card too. There she found a bunch of charges for streaming services. Netflix, Hulu, Sling, everything. She goes to confront the guy and finds out he deleted his profile. But she remembers a friend they had in common on Facebook. She reaches out to the mutual friend to try and track him down and it turns out he did the exact same thing to that mutual friend. Not sure if what the outcome was, but she was out for blood after a mediocre hookup turned into a serious case of identity theft. I went on a date with this guy who I didn't really have anything in common with but thought I'd give him a shot anyways. We met up at a bar and he had already pounded 2 pitchers of beer but was completely sober, at least from what I could tell. We hung out, talked, and although he seemed nice enough, I wasn't quite feeling it. I wanted to leave but he convinced me to go to another bar to get one last drink. Seeing as it was only about 8 p.m. I agreed to one more drink. We were sitting at the bar and a couple was making out next to us. He looked at me and asked what I thought people in the bar would do if he and I started making out. I knew where this was going. I tried to laugh and make some joke about no one paying attention. He then insisted that we should make out. I nervously laughed and told him that wasn't a very good idea and excused myself to the restroom. I came back to the seat and he had a shot waiting for me and insisted I drink it. No shot for him, just me. I declined and he got really upset and said he was ready to go. At that point in the evening he had consumed 2 pitchers of beer, 4 margaritas, and 2 more pints yet displayed no sign of being intoxicated. Nonetheless, I knew there was a lot of alcohol in his system and asked if he thought it was a good idea for him to drive. He got extremely defensive and said he was fine. We exited the bar and he took off in the opposite direction. When I got home I texted him just to make sure he was okay because I'd had so much to drink. His response? I only date girls I fuck on the first date. Dodged a bullet with that one. What is something everyone needs to do in their life? The night sky and stars without light pollution. Seeing the Milky Way bright and clear in all its glory is an unbelievable experience. Drink an ice cold drink in hot shower or a bath. You're welcome. Just try to do 30 minutes of creative work a day. It is good for your mental health. Learn how to cook. Work out. It does so much not just physically, but also is great for our moods. Even people with physical limitations can adapt some kind of workout to their body. Know that not everyone knows your backstory. Know that not everything someone talks to you about is about you. You learn when you listen. If a premium version of sleep were to exist, what features would it include? Snore mute button. Anti-puke setting on old dog. Siren blocker. Auto cool side of pillow flipper. Instant sleep. Go to sleep as soon as you please, with added wide awake and refreshed feature when you wake up. Waking up ache-free, automatic bad sleeping position preventive. Actually feeling like you slept the next morning. What's something you're proud of but can't tell anybody you know? When me and my basketball coach met some scouts, he introduced me as his son. I almost broke down on the spot. A Wikipedia article to which I contributed significantly got over 1 million views earlier this year. What is something that everyone looks stupid doing? Running after a ping pong ball that's rolling on the floor. The awkward "let me move out of your way," but then that person does the same thing. Then you both try to counter that and do it again. Slipping on ice. Even non-human animals look stupid doing it. What seemingly innocent action gives off a sexual impression? I no longer eat ice creams in public thanks to multiple people telling me that I eat them seductively. If you have dry lips and subsequently end up making facial expressions moving around your lips or licking your lips or start putting on chapstick and whatnot. When someone is told to do something and they say "make me." The sentence "in quote, I don't want to go home yet" in quote. I don't know why, I don't know if I'm a crazy outlier or this is some double speak I never actively learned, but every woman I've taken home from a club, bar or party has said this sentence shortly before, "well, going home with me." Now it feels strange to hear it from people I'm most definitely not in a sexual relationship with. Pattern recognition is a bitch. What about the opposite sex confuses you the most? Folding women's clothes. It's never a plain shirt and pants. Always with the multiple layers that are sewn together. The straps. The straps. They're on every garment. My wife's laundry is one of the most confusing things about life. I still can never wrap my head around where penises go in clothing. I've asked for clarification and I still don't get it. It just seems like all variety of pants would either squish things or put them at weird angles. How is that comfortable? How the fuck did early human females evade predators with a period? We shouldn't even be alive. What title would you give to your current chapter of your life? End quote. Additional disasters end quote. The longest Sunday. Or is it a Tuesday? How to develop discipline, what not to do. Stuck at home, bored and stressed as fuck. What's something that makes you happy? Chocolate milk. The gym. I can't wait until they're open again. End quote. Life is a tragedy to those who feel and a comedy to those who think. End quote. Some guy on Reddit. I really like this quote because it encapsulates my experience of life in general. I use humor all the time and sometimes I think it's my only source of happiness. I also love making other people laugh. An open library or bookstore.
Subscribe.
He said it.